Hello and welcome to another 100% human video, my friends. I'm sick, so please bear with me here, guys. It's a guide time again, as I mentioned in the last guide. We're gonna go for some more specific ones at this point in time. Starting with the level 1 guide series. As you might know, you can play all of these games also on level 1, except for Bloodborne, that's BL4. That's the lowest level there.
Ooh. You're hard.
And you can no-hit these games on level 1, which is obviously, in some cases, like Dark Souls 3, significantly harder. But there are good strategies, how to go about it, how to go through the game, and that's what I'm going to show you guys today, starting with Dark Souls 3. I'm going to make myself smaller again. Doodly doodly doo. And then we are going to start immediately with Dark Souls 3, level 1. If I get hit, as some of you might know, I will continue the run. The most important part here is that you take something away from this, and that you, if you want to start a level 1 hitless journey at some point, get some like insights, how it works out, what you do and what you don't do, etc. What weapon to pick, because you can't pick whatever you want. Level 1. And you have to start with, obviously, the level 1 class, which is deprived. You want the Young White Branch, like in the leveled guide as well. The reason probably is pretty clear to everybody who played this. At this point, you should know that this giant in the Undead Settlement will not attack you when you have the Young White Branch in your equipment. That's why we pick it. Okay, you unequip all the items you don't need. Two-hand the club. And then you run all the way to our first encounter, Champion Gundyr. You don't need to pick this up, because we won't use spells at all other than Spook. You can't use Hidden Body. Sorry, please, I'm sick, I'm sorry guys. My brain doesn't work fully well. And that's why, we don't even bother getting this flask there. So you jump down here, you kill these hollows, as you would do in a leveled run, nothing changes from here. You pick up this one Titanite shard. Also, shoutouts to Tom for editing this video. Hello Tom, how are you doing? Good to see you.
How you doing?
Tom will probably put some music into this and, get you guys the items going again, so you guys see what to pick up and what not to pick up. You press L2 to buff yourself with the attack scream, and then you just hit him 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more in the back. You wait for one attack. The next one staggers him. So you roll the attack pattern, stagger, 1, 2. Now you're one hit away from phase transition. You hit him, 1, 2. You wait. Walk this, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, phase transition. You can scream again for attack power. 1, 2, another stagger. That was a perfect Gundyr. Holy shit. Absolutely perfect Gundyr. That's it. Get the coiled sword, and we are off to High Wall. All we gotta do with our souls now is manage the souls we have to buy items. Everything else is irrelevant, because we're not gonna level up. So all you do with your souls is just manage those in terms of what items you want to buy when. So you talk to the lady, you get the dagger for the jumping section in the swamp, and you get 27 firebombs with the rest of the souls. And then we're off to High Wall already. Here, equip these 2 items, and then you are gone for High Wall. And then we just sprint High Wall ASAP. Down here, over here. Oh, I should say in the next couple of weeks we're also gonna have the other guides running, we're gonna do all the level 1 stuff. Maybe except for Demon Souls again. Maybe I'm gonna do Demon Souls level 1 as well, because I'm currently in the flow of running it, but I'm not quite sure yet. You pick up the gold pine resin, that's very important. Then you roll down here, you drop. You will be followed by a hollow here, so be swift. You can pick up this soul if you want, you don't need to. And then you sprint this guy, and you encounter this part, 3 hollows, you run, you roll. You dodge these hollows, and then you go in here, jump over here, And that's already this part. Like, these 3 hollows there are random, you know, they can do whatever, so you have to be careful. But if you run a single game, like only this game, you can absolutely sprint this. It's like a learnable situation, basically. There is rarely something going wrong if you know what you're doing. You jump down here. As you just saw, there's a guy throwing daggers at you from behind. If you do it like I do it, you usually don't. I never get hit. So you just like spam roll it left and then spam roll it right. You drop down and you kill this lizard, okay? That is a very important lizard because it drops the raw gem. And now we're gonna do some extra work here on High Wall. We're gonna go into this building, run to the right because there's one guy firing from behind us. Roll through all of this stuff, and there's a knight coming out of this door. And now you wait for the knight to walk past you, okay? He's not gonna see you, just wait here. He's gonna walk past, and then we sneak into this part, because we're gonna pick up our weapon now for the rest of the run. Outrun this guy. And then you pick up the broadsword. The broadsword is our weapon of choice. It's the strongest weapon for level 1. You go past this knight, you dodge this guy. It's a little bit of a practice situation here. You need to do it a couple of times and then you figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. And you equip the broadsword, you equip the firebombs, and you equip like the gold pine. And then you wait for this guy to walk past you, as in a level run as well. Jump down. Pick up the ember. And then sprinty all the way to Emma, because we need the banner. You roll this knight here. You can also wait and let him patrol past you, but I like to roll him because these knights are not hard to dodge. And then you go to Emma, two-hand your weapon here for a fast kill, charge R2.
What on earth?
Charged R2. Fast R2. Emma dead. The reason you kill Emma is basically only the souls. There's no other reason. You might think now, oh Nico, why do you do this? You said we don't need any souls because we don't level up. That is true, but there are some items we want to buy because our item consumption is going to be a little higher since we're level 1. You know, we need the extra damage. And that's why we need the souls in the beginning. Later on, it's not that important any longer because we basically have infinite amounts of souls. But in the beginning, it kinda is. So you get past these 2 hollows, and then you trigger Vordt, like the Vordt cutscene, by running to the door here. You buff yourself with the gold pine resin, and the Vordt kill is basically like it is on a leveled run. What I like to do is dodge left side, hit him 1, 2, 3. Wait for his next attack, dodge this one, dodge into, dodge this one, 1, 2, wait for his next attack, roll, 1, 2, wait for his next attack, roll with it, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 charge, 2 charge, 3 charge, that's his phase transition, and now you charge R2 on his head, and then you just kill him off. Boom. Explosion. Man, I'm so within the explosion game, there is no explosion. Imagine the explosion. Or Tom puts an explosion into the fight, maybe. Okay, now we're in Undead Settlement. You walk on this, like, part of the staircase, and then you roll down and you're plunge attack on these dogs here. You drink up and you run all the way over here because there is a homeward bone, as far as I know. 2 homeward bones to be exact. And you can just put that into the inventory now, the skulls and the homeward bones. So there's a section where we throw a black firebomb at the dogs. If you were to miss that, you can still use a skull, or you can use a skull right away. It's up to you, you know, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel the most comfortable with. What I like to do is throw a black firebomb and just kill the dogs like this. But you can also use a skull there to distract the dogs, and then that's also alright. You kill this guy by just rolling into them. These Farmer Johns can just be rolled into. They will stagger. You just hit them twice and then they're dead. Here's another Farmer John coming out of the room. You kill this guy. There's another Farmer John within the room. Bait him out. Roll into him. 1, 2, dead. Perfect. Very important item pickup here. Small leather shield. Pick that up. It's for the parries throughout the run. And now, there's the Thrall falling down. Hit the Thrall twice. Send him to his grave and pick up the pine. Resin. Not resin, sorry. Bundle. You drop down here. You run past these guys. Just ignore them all and keep running. They're behind you now. Open this door. Roll into the room. And stand on the left side here. This other cage will wake. So stand left side picking up this resin here. That's important. You run through this corridor, roll it at this guy, and then you roll through this stuff. Run on the outside, pick up the soul, drop down, and pick the Titanite shard here. For all of you folks, then you roll into the hammer babe. Hammer Farmer John, and then you run through this building and past this guy. Most oftentimes he will follow you, so will Holy Knight Aldrich or whatever his name is. Sometimes they won't. What I like to do, I like to wait here. If the guy follows you, you can just bait him off the cliff or run on this island over there where you're safe. If they don't follow you, you can just jump up here. And while the giant clears off the area for you, you can pick the ashes. Ashes are important. Always pick them up. You can buy new stuff in Firelink Shrine with those. You want to pick up all these young white branches here. And the souls. You wait for the last arrow to hit these two Farmer Johns there. And then you just go into the room and run all the way around. And we are out. Oh, you can drink up one more, so you have full health. And then, very important, if Aldrich is not dead, you have to despawn him here, otherwise you can't progress the run. So run briefly into this arena and run out, and there you have it. And now you are off for the next part, which is the end of Undead Settlement, basically. We're almost through. There's a patrol coming. This patrol always is a little different. So you gotta be careful and wait for where they are, what they do, etc, etc. As you can see, they're right at the bridge, and you want to cross this bridge over there. So you gotta let them walk past. If there are any problems, there's a bonfire. If you drop from up there down here, where this tree is, and then go to the right, there's a bonfire where you can reset. If there's one guy left, you can just like throw a firebomb and throw him off, or just go down and roll into him or whatever, you know. What I like to do, you pick up this item, which is an ember, which is 1,000 souls, and that triggers this guy. He comes towards you, you roll into him, hit him, oh, in this case 3 times, because I got an uppercut. And then you trigger these two with the, I don't know, buckets or whatever. And when they are closer to you, you just go further up, they will start running, and they fall off, you know. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pick up some extra skulls, which is quite nice, because you always, you know, want some extra skulls in these runs if something goes wrong, for example. There's a dog patrolling over there, and what you want to do is you sneak up. What you don't even have to do it as like a tree or whatever, or as you know, as a disguise. You can just do it without, I believe, but I like to do it like this. It's a little bit more comfy, and I don't need it anyways, the branch. So you wait for this dog to turn around. Don't move, otherwise they see you. And then when he's like farther in, you just throw a firebomb and kill both dogs, because there are 2. Both dogs are dead. Beautiful dogs. And then you pick up the extra skulls, as you can see. And with those, we are out. Beautiful dogs. Open this door. And then you will receive help from our great friend, Onion Bro. Hey, Onion Bro. How's it going, brother? So, Onion Bro shows up. You just ignore him and go down. And then you go for this bonfire over there. You can technically run past this like Outrider Knight here. But again, this strat is super safe. You go branchy branch mode and you just sneak, you know? You basically just sneak all the way past the Outrider Knight. He will not like see you or hear you. And then you should be fine. You know, it's not a big deal at all. The Outrider Knight will just stand there menacingly and, you know, not be a threat at all. And then you open this door, which opens our way to the next part, Road of Sacrifice. You can sit down here just, you know, for the sake of getting your flasks back or health or whatever. Then you allure the Outrider Knight to the door. You want him to do the jumping attack, this one. As soon as he does this, just run past him. Nothing else to do. He will not follow up or anything. You just run past him, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go our way up again, because there are 2 rings we want, okay? Like, technically, you could do it without, but it makes it much harder, and I wouldn't recommend. You know? You want all the damage and extra stuff you can get to make this run, you know, at least a little bit more convenient for yourself. After the lift came down, you just roll off to this platform where Onion Bro chills. You can kick him off so he arrives at the demon a little quicker. Wait for the demon to turn around. And then you pick up these homeward bone or this homeward bone. And as soon as the demon starts walking around the bonfire, you just run past. You know? Into the building. And then there are these cages up here, and you just throw at these cages. Nicholas cages. Another cage. Another Nicholas cage, and you pick up these 2 alluring skulls. Now you have 7 skulls. You can't see the item slots, but we have 7 skulls at this point. You throw 1 skull there, and you run all the way up. A bigger deal on this run compared to the leveled one will be that you have to manage your stamina well, okay? You're limited on stamina, not only on damage, also on stamina. And that's gonna make the run, like, significantly harder. You could pick up Flynn's ring here, that's important, you know? You roll down. You pick up more homeward bones. You jump over here. You roll down here. And you pick up Chloranthy ring for the stamina ring for extra damage when you're naked. And we pick up 1 more ring. Since we have to go to the crow's nest anyways, you can pick up the extra soul ring. Not necessary on this run, obviously, but since we're up there anyways, so why not just get it? We are picking the soul, and now it's just tree jump. Tree jump is something you probably practiced already in your leveled run, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Pick these homeward bones. And it's also not hard. Like, even if you were to start with level 1 and this is your first no-hit run right now, and this is your first tutorial ever that you watch, then hello, my name is Nico, I'm from Germany, how are you? Other than that, drop a normal firebomb and a black firebomb, and get these large Titanite shard and Titanite chunk. Roll against this wall, and we drop down here for the ring. Now we can equip all 3 rings at the same time, which is this one, and this one. Drop further down, drop all the way down, and go to the Road of Sacrifices. Technically I should rest, but I'm gonna do this guide because it is a necessity to get this going. Otherwise Tom has not enough time to edit it. And I won't be like perfectly healthy tomorrow anyway, so what the fuck, right? Just run past this enemy. He will like always attack, but you can just run past him. Same goes for these guys here. They will transform slowly and do bullshit, but just ignore them. You know? Just straight up ignore these freaks, run past them, and sit down at this bonfire to reset them. And if you lost some health, also to regain your health. And now you need this bundle, because there is a dog I want to kill, and my strategy requires this bundle. You drop down here. If you lost health and you did not damage cancel, you drink up, you drop down here, and you pick up the Titanite shard here. And now we gotta kill a dog, which requires a little bit of stamina and management, and also a bundle. You buff the bundle, do a running attack into the dog and an R1, and then the dog is dead. You will be followed by enemies now, or by one enemy usually. But you just go behind this tree here. And then sometimes the enemy follows you, and then you can just firebomb him to death. If he doesn't follow, you can just use the bonfire and reset. And you need to sit down. Okay, that's important. If you do not sit down, this crab there will attack you right now. And you don't want that, so sit down. Pick up the Grass Crest Shield and go back to the bonfire we just were. The Grass Crest Shield, for all of you who didn't run this game yet, or who started with a level 1 run, it regains stamina faster as well. And we want to use our broadsword one-handed anyways the entire time, so Grass Crest Shield is kind of like a nice addition, you know? Pick up the soul I just picked up and run through this part. A lot of people always ask me, how do I not get invaded here? Because on console, for example, you get an invasion if you play on PC. Okay, that's important. While I bait out these guys, if you play on PC, go offline in Steam and you will not be invaded, period. Bait those guys a little bit towards you, and then you run around this tree, up the rubble, and then you just have enough time to, you know, slide down the ladder into the swamp. And now we're gonna go through the swamp real quick. Fair and keep. But now the frog jumps come into clutch. We just jump all of this stuff. And be careful. Take a hard right here. Be careful with this big guy, otherwise he sees you. Extinguish flame. There are a total of, I believe, 3 flames to extinguish, right? And that's what we're gonna do right now. We extinguish the flames. We're gonna get 2 more homeward bones here. Run up this roof. Be careful, there's an enemy over there. Wait for this guy to patrol backwards towards the other side of the swamp. Drop. Drop in. Pick up this Titanite shard, or these Titanite shards. The frog jump here. To pick up this Titanite shard. The frog jump here. And you are almost good, because we are at a bonfire now, which we're gonna use to reset the poison, of course. And then you swap to the alluring skulls. Maybe I should move myself a little so you can see the items, but I don't know where to go. Otherwise I block health bar, and it's a little annoying, not gonna lie. I don't know where to go, guys. Please write it down below in the comments. Throw a skull to the right, allure these guys, run past them, extinguish the second flame over here. You can't run in front of this enemy, because he will, like, you know, start following you and tries to fuck you up. So roll through here, roll up this, like, wall, roll up these stones, and then you can just, like, run down here, and you're all good. Run to the right side of this fire, pick up the Titanite shard, run around like this. This is like a tight running section a little bit, because there are enemies to your right, for example, and you don't want to allure them. So, you know, be careful, run it the way I run it. Pick up the Titanite shard, and then we go up here to extinguish the last flame. But before we do that, we have to wait for a patrol, and we also want to pick up the rotten pine resin. We need that later on in the run, at the very end of it, basically. So let this patrolling goober walk past you. You can just two-hand the broadsword and then go into this stance with L2. That makes you sneak automatically, so you don't have to slow walk. You can just, like, normally walk and use the stance to make it a sneak, basically. And now we bone back to the bonfire we just were after extinguishing the flame. We're gonna pick up some more shards and then we're all set and done. You know? All set and done for the Abyss Watchers. Drop down, Titanite shard. We're poisoned again. Take a little care of your health now, because for the rest of the section we're poisoned, but we have Estus Flasks, right? Just throw fire bombs into these sluggies here. Kill all the slugs. And now we climb this ladder. You know, Tom can maybe make me climb the ladder super fast or something. Something like that, you know. We pick up one more ash now. And it's right behind this hidden wall. Pick up Dream Chaser's ashes. And there is a lift. Yes, yes, yes. Drink up for the health, you know. So you run around here and then you drop down here. Slow walk down, otherwise you might fall to death. Go all the way, all the way. Two-hand your sword now, because we have to kill 2 lizards. It's easier to do it like this. You just run and jumping attack on the lizard, and then a charge R2, and the lizard should be dead. Same goes for this lizard. Lizard on lizard crime. And another one, and it's dead. You got all your shards. We go back and we upgrade our weapon. Here we go. Now we're gonna go shopping and we're gonna upgrade our weapon a little bit. You give her both ashes, the ones we picked up in the Undead Settlement and in the swamp area. You pick up 6 of those, 3 of those, and now we sell the ember and we sell all the souls we gathered. And now we're gonna upgrade our weapon. We have 11k souls left, which is pretty nice. You reinforce as far as you can go, which is a +4, and you infuse the raw onto it. Raw means there's no scaling on the weapon, it's just raw damage, which exactly what we want, because we don't scale, because we don't have any stats. So now you buy, like, I don't know, 15 of those, 3 of those, maybe 2 more homeward bones, and like 10 here, and then 3 more here. Like, you have homeward bones, but it's always nice to, you know, buy like 2 more or whatever. So it's just a recommendation. You'll figure it out yourself. Everybody runs it a little different, but I like to have like bundles, especially because I use them a lot on level 1. They give you quite a significant damage boost. They only last like 15 seconds or 20 seconds or something, but they give you a significant damage boost, which is really nice. Now that the door is open, because we extinguished the flames, we just run past all of these enemies. They don't trigger or anything. Nothing will happen here. And there are 2 dark wraiths up here. These 2 dark wraiths will just walk towards the grooves, and they will eventually attack the grooves, which is good for us, because we don't have to deal with any of them anymore. They will just attack each other then, which is pretty nice. We just wait for them to, you know, eventually start attacking. And then we bundle up around here. We go behind this guy and we backstab this guy for the immediate one-shot kill. And then we just run into the fight. Make sure to stop sprinting here, otherwise you alert this guy. Drop down and go into the fight. If you were to alert him, he will come to this door and then he will start like stabby and, you know. I'm gonna, again, explain it along the way. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to message me down below in the comments or, yeah, on stream, of course. What you want to do here is backstabs, okay? Bundle up at the beginning of the fight, need backstabs. You roll into him when he does this, backstab, and then you hit him twice with an R1. That is enough damage for the other watchers to spawn, which is red, as you can see here, and red eyes, and another watcher that will attack me, or red in that case. If they are going to fight like this and this guy doesn't go into the fight, feel free to backstab him again. Always take care of what the other guys do, that's important. And then, yeah, just kill him if the other guys don't intervene. So that was a really good phase 1. Now phase 2 is, in my opinion, a little easier. You can just like lock onto him, throw a firebomb if you want, bundle up. And run away until you get a good attack. You can roll into this. And when he does this upper swing, you can just run down below and do the same again. Hit him twice. Bundle up behind him. Hit him twice. 1, 2. Wait for him to do something. That's the charge. You can technically backstep that when he's close to you, but he's not very close to us here. Now we can do it. You run in, backstep, and you just finish him off with an R1. Here you go. Abyss Watcher is done. It's pretty good. You got your first Cinders of a Lord. And now we are off to the Catacombs of Carthus, which is pretty nice. Catacombs of Carthus is also very straightforward. It's almost the same than it is with in a leveled run. Obviously, on a leveled run, you now already have like you already have hidden body, which makes every running section basically trivial, but we don't. So we just drop down like I just dropped, and then we just run past all these skeletons. Be careful, there is a trap here to your right. You know, don't trigger that. Don't sprint past this guy, because he will like hear you. And then you throw, there are rats over there, and then you throw fire bombs to kill these rats. Okay. Those are 3 rats. They're all dead, and there's one right in front of you here as well. So another 2 fire bombs for this rat down below there. I can hit it. Here we go. And then you can drop down as soon as these 4 rats are dead. You will throw a firebomb for this guy. It'll drop. And you kill it real quick with a bunch of attacks. You can lure this guy with the firebomb as well if you hit him. Perfect. He'll turn around and attack you now. Because we're gonna get another ring down here. Like, these are not as dangerous as the Dark Souls 1 bone wheels. You can just, like, you know, outwalk them basically. They will start rolling into your direction, like so. And then you just walk around. You wait for him to do that slide, and then you just hit it twice, and it's dead. There are 2 more bone wheels. Be careful if this other guy triggers from over there. There you go. They always face in a different direction, so there's different RNG for bone wheels. Just so you know about this. You have to run this section quite some time to have like to get all the different bone wheel RNG. For the last one, just another firebomb if you want, and double. And now, this is a little bit precise. There are all blobs at the ceiling here. You just pick the ring and then you spam roll to the side, you know, and these blobs will drop, but they're not like, they can't hit you and they're not fast enough as well to attack you, so you can just get out. And for your ring slot, you just wear the Carthus Blood Ring. For all of you who do not know, the Carthus Blood Ring makes you take more damage, but you also have more iframes, like your rolls are better basically. So just so you know about that. Obviously for us, the damage is irrelevant because we don't want to get hit anyways. A large Titanite shard here for the further upgrading of your weapon, and this bonfire over here for us to come back to fight Wolnir later. And then we just want the ball to come back up. Roll back up. Don't sit down at the bonfire because that respawns the rats and everything. Okay, that's important. And now there's a little bit of RNG here as well, because there's one guy patrolling. Sometimes he patrols towards you, like so. If that happens, you just walk around the pillar. And then you start, like, walking as soon as he's there, because he will hear you and turn around, but he can't see you. And then he will just, like, stand there and do nothing. There's another RNG where he doesn't patrol at all, but that's even easier, because then you can just walk, slow walk, all the way behind him. Like, all the way to the left of the corridor, and, like, behind him. Get the lever. Now that the skeletons will awake, you just run away. And you hit the bridge real quick here. After you hit the bridge, the skeletons might follow you. You know, they will fall to their death, which is nice. And then you can use the bridge to go down to the lake of Vordt. No, not the lake of Vordt. The, what is it called here? Smouldering Lake? Smouldering Lake. You run past this demon and past the skellies. They will, like, awake, but sometimes they follow you, but usually they don't. You know, just manage your stamina. Run in here. Don't pick up the bonfire. You don't need it. I mean, if you want, you can, of course. You can reset the skeletons or whatever. But it's not necessary. And yet I'm in the Smouldering Lake, and what we do here is only pick up some material, basically. You know, there are runs where you don't go down here in the Smouldering Lake. I like to come down here, especially on level 1. There's a ballista. It's super annoying. It shoots at you 3 times, and then it recharges or reloads. And, you know, we have to be careful whilst we pick up items. Roll these ballista shots before we pick up another item. This is basically a scripted scenario here. If you do it the way I do it, you will probably never have a problem. I don't, at least. Wait for the 3rd shot, pick up another large Titanite shard. Wait here for 3 shots again. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Run into this cave. And there is, not this one, but the next one, another lizard we want to kill. This one over there. Again, 2-hand the weapon. And then you do a jumping attack, like so. And boom. After that is done, you are picking up these 2 items, which is also large Titanite shards. We're almost done with all the pickups now. From there on, it's like, it's gonna be much faster again. There's some nasty running sections still coming up, but it's not about gathering items any longer. It's just getting through to, you know, to finish the game, basically. What's happening now is there will be 3 ballista shots again. Right into the tree here. 1, 2, 3. And you run over to this stump again, where we came from. 1, 2, 3. The moment the 3rd one lands, you sprint all the way over to this one. It will reload slowly. And then you just hide here at this roof. 1, 2, 3. And now you look this way. Okay? And the moment the 2nd shot, like now, lands, you start slowly sprinting. So 1, 2, and sprint. 3. The Yhorm is there now, but you will be perfectly in time. Just run past the Yhorm. Don't pick up this item and go into this corner here, okay? The Yhorm will now disappear. And you just run past it right here. And then you go behind the Yhorm, like this. Okay? And you sit down. You don't have to necessarily sit down, but I like to do it. You wait one more triple charge. The reason we kill the worm is not because we need the items from the worm. We need the items down below the worm. And that's why we kill it. Sorry. Pick up this large Titanite shard, drop down here. Wait for the ballista to shoot into this tree. 1, 2, 3. Run over to this item here. Pick it up. And last item is all the way over there. 1, 2, 3. And immediately bone away. You can also wait, dodge another pattern, and then bone away, but that was enough time to bone. Now we can just upgrade our weapon to a +7, which is really nice already. We can do some shopping as well. Buy these, and these. Buy some more bones. Oh, sell your soul. And now we also need to buy this key right here. Okay, this is the tower key. Here, this one. It's for later, for patches. So, pick up some bundles. Pick up some fire bombs. Some of these. So, if you're set up and ready. And now we're gonna go for Wolnir. Into the dancer, right after each other. It's now a little bit of a boss rush. So, here's the roly-poly. We're gonna use this now. Run down the corridor, run back up. It will allure these like rats and they will be killed. When there are 3 dead rats, you're good to go. You just go down. Past the rats. And since we opened the shortcut, we can now this way. You know, that's why we opened it up earlier. And now we run the same bridge again, but we don't go down to Smouldering Lake. We go into Wolnir's arena. Here we go. Just hit the bridge so the skeletons won't follow you. Can't follow you. We open up the door and we go into the Wolnir fight. The Wolnir fight is basically scripted, like almost. He does a little bit of there's a little bit of RNG, but overall it's like very straightforward. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through the right side of him. You bundle up, you hit him 1, 2, 3. Go further up. You hit him 1, 2, depending on what he does. That's a slam attack. You hit him once. Bundle up again. 1, 2. That's a double slam. 3. Bundle up once more. Go to this last one. 1, 2. Done. Boom. Explode. Tom, explode. Yeah. After Wolnir is dead, you pick this bonfire, because later we have to run for Irithyll, of course. So, pick up this one. And now we're gonna kill the Pontiff Beast, because the Pontiff Beast drops a ring. You go a little farther up the bridge. Two-hand your weapon here. Bundle up. When it screams, hit it once, hit it twice, it staggers. Hit it one more. And then finish it off by just... doing the visceral attack. Pontiff's right eye. Boosts attacks as long as attack is persisting, so the more we hit, the more damage we do. Which is not super good, but it's better than the Souls Ring, because we don't need it. So, the Dancer fight is next, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare your panties. It is the greatest fight in history. So you run back up here, and what I like to do is run to the right side. And then I just, as we did earlier, just go past this knight, roll it. And then we go into the Dancer arena. I really like to use human pine resin on the Dancer. I think it's the best, resin for the Dancer. Or I believe it is the best resin. So buff yourself up while you pick up the item and go towards the cutscene. Dancer, as I mentioned in the level guide as well, is all about positioning. Okay, you want to stand right where I am, behind her, on her right side. Limits her pattern, so always be there. Okay, and then whatever she does, dodge it and hit her twice, for example, after the grab. 1, 2. After a certain amount of damage, you get phase transition. When she goes this way, stand behind her. That's the explosion. Go away. Go back in. Hit her twice. After the explosion. That's another explosion. What the fuck? I've never seen that. Hit her twice. And now hit her until her stamina is empty. 3, 4, 5, 6. Double. Roll into it. 1, 2. Roll this. 1. Roll into roll. Wait now. That's the upper. Roll into it. 1, 2. Stagger. 1 more. Go walk with it. 1, 2. That's the upper. Roll into. 1, 2. Quick one. Into quick one. Position. Walk with it. 1, 2. Dead. Explosion dancing snakes! Or something. I don't know. Tom's gonna hate me after this one. If you need like a dancer guide or whatever, you know, or explicit like, I don't know, explanation of the fight or whatever, I can technically do this in an extra video, but you can also, you know, ask me on stream, or I always recommend when you watch these like full game guides, make a save game. You have to practice the boss anyways, you know. Position is like the most important thing on the dancer, so when you get the position right, everything else will fall into place. So go past this knight, don't sprint all the way, start walking so it doesn't like follow you the moment it turns around again. You take the lift into the garden, because we need some more materials down here in the garden. After this running section we have a +9 weapon, and then we will approach one of the hardest bosses of this run. What we're gonna pick up now is Titanite chunks galore. So you can just run past all of these guys. There's this one snack boy here, just run past it. It won't see you if you're fast enough. Pick up this Titanite chunk, drop down here. And drop down here. Pick up another one here. Titanite chunk. Now we can swap to the skulls, because we will need some skulls. You should have 10 skulls at this point in the run. Sometimes you have 9 if you use the skull somewhere else. For example, in the Undead Settlement with the dogs, which is fine, you know. 9 skulls is still good, that's why we get the extra ones. And it makes it, for me personally, just much, you know, easier. So there's a spitty boy, just let him spit, throw a skull into this wall, and then just run past all of them. They will be allured. Pick up another Titanite chunk over here. Open this door. This is basically a shortcut, but we'll just use it as a loop around. You know? Since we are running Lothric Castle next. And we have everything set up for the end game as well. Like at this point, you're almost halfway through, I'd say, through the run. Run into the Lothric Castle, roll through this stuff, and let these 2 knights patrol past you. There are 2 of them. They'll both patrol past you now. You can also dodge them, but there's no need. It's up to you, of course. If you're Giga Chat, you can dodge. As soon as they're past, you just like run away, run all the way. You can sit down at this bonfire to your left here if you feel the need to do so. I almost never do, but you can, of course. You need 1 skull in this running no, multiple, I'm sorry. Multiple skulls in this running section, so, you know, be aware of that. This guy, after he attacks, for example with the stab, he won't follow it up. There's some attacks he follows up, you have to figure like that out, you know. Kill this guy. This guy will shoot you, just dodge it. Kill it as well. There's another one to your left here. Kill him. There's one guy here. Wait for him to destroy this. Kill him. There are these crawlers who come up the wall. Just kill them. And pick up another Titanite chunk here. Now there's one dude with a shield and a lance, like a spear, coming down, and we just wait for him to walk past us. So after he's passed, we just go around. We throw a skull over here. And we just run past all of those guys. keep running here. Okay, important stuff. Sometimes they will turn around, they will start shooting you. And Lothric Castle has such a spaghetti code that these archers shoot through the walls and through the floor. Especially here. That's why I keep rolling left and right to potentially, like, dodge potential bullets or projectiles coming my way. After a while, when you're sure they're not going to shoot you, you can reset all of this at the bonfire here, which is which I would do because these archers are annoying. Swap to the Homeward Bones real quick if you have them in your quick slot. Run up this armor, okay? It's important that you're not close this bridge, otherwise you will wake up the dragons, and that would be terrible. Pick up this Titanite chunk, pick up this Titanite chunk, pick up this Titanite chunk. Bone back up to the bonfire where we just were. We just run this armor again. Now we need the skulls. There's one guy shooting you now. You just dodge the shot, and then you throw a skull down here. And now you're out of trouble, basically. You know, they will go for the skull, and you can just, like, run past. Now the dragons will wake up. But we just yeet past this part, you know. And then after we're in this room, this is a little precise, okay? You run, you dodge this firebomb, you throw a skull over there, so these guys are allured. And then you go back up. And now these guys won't throw at you and won't attack you, and you have, like, a good time running through this room. This guy has various RNG. If he buffs immediately, that's perfect. You can just run past him while he buffs. Sometimes he attacks you, has various attacks, so be careful, okay? There are multiple ways to do this. You could also vary the skulls, or maybe use a skull there, your spare skull you have. I like to just run past him, just to learn his attack patterns. He's, like, really easy to dodge. After you got here, you get the red tearstone ring, you equip it for the Pontiff's ring. And your ring setup is complete. Which is perfect. Be careful, sometimes the knight is to your left here. What we need to do now is we need to send down the elevator, and we need one last chunk. Then we're gonna upgrade our weapon, and then we're gonna fight the second hardest boss of the run, which is Dragonslayer Armor, okay? Like, Tom needs to put some cool Dragonslayer Armor battle music. Oh, I'm pretty sure Tom is gonna put the boss music from the Dragonslayer Armor into the actual, like, run, into the product, into what you just watching right now. You know? But you can also do some other epic music into it, or whatever you want. If you are out of bundles, like, you need some bundles for Dragonslayer Armor, you can buy some. But we're here for the +9 weapon. After the +9 weapon is done, we are teleporting back to the Dancer bonfire, where we just killed the Dancer. As you remember, we just sent down the lift, and we're gonna use that lift now all the way back up. So we don't have to run that section again, you know? And it's always good to get the Dragonslayer. On a leveled run, I would recommend doing the Dragonslayer late in the run, because you can level up and you can scale. And you know, you get stronger. But with the +9 weapon, we are at our strongest now. Like, we will not get any stronger during this run anymore. We have RTSR, we have a +9 weapon. There's nothing that could potentially make us any stronger. So we can just, like, get it out of the way, you know. And then you can proceed with the knowledge of Dragonslayer Armor being dead, which is really nice. So, you know, get it done ASAP. So after you are back up, we're gonna set up RTSR by dropping down the roof twice. Be careful, you have to do 2 different drop downs, otherwise you die. The first one is from this, like, window here, basically, all the way up, and the second one is from down below. So, important fight, hard fight, especially phase 2. I gotta focus a little bit. I'm gonna try to commentate along the way again. You buff, and you swap to the bundles after you buff with the resin. We need 6 attacks to set up phase 2, okay? 6. We wanted to do the double swipe to run behind it. Other than that, we're just gonna wait. 1, 2, run behind it. 1, 2. Now we wait again. 6 attacks, as I mentioned. Everything else is just dodging, okay? 1, 2, run behind it. 1, 2, that's number 4. That's number 5. 1, 2, 3, that's base transition. 1, 2, 3, walk behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dodge this. One more. If you hit him, nice. If not, also okay. Now we need a little bit of luck with what we get in terms of like butterfly RNG. We have to run this now, the butterfly. That's kinda nasty, not gonna lie. But it's doable. A little bit out of stamina here. Okay, he gives us like a hard time. Nice, nice. Good job, Dragonslayer. That's a laser attack. Yeah, doesn't give us shit. Okay, run away, run away, run away. Dude, what a nasty Dragonslayer fight. Holy moly, dude. Okay. Almost done. 1, 2, run behind it. I'm sorry, dude. Dude, that was really nasty. Holy shit. I haven't had a Dragonslayer fight like this in a long. That was, oh my god. I'm sorry. This fight is extremely hard, as you can see, because you have to sometimes it just stalls in phase 2, and you get a lot of these meatball attacks. What you need to do, two things: learn the fight. Second, learn how to know what meatball attack or what the butterflies do by just hearing them. Because there is like distinct sounds, and you will, at some point, you will know what's happening in the arena when you hear these sounds, okay? Next boss is Sage, which is basically one parry. Drop down here. We get our RTSR set up immediately. Careful, drop down here, otherwise if you drop over there you'll die, so you know, don't die. That would be devastating. Now we're gonna run all the way to the left. We don't kill the dog like we killed it earlier, because we don't need the bonfire anymore. Just go all the way left here. We run past this tree and past this tree, and we run into this hole in the wall here. There's a magician to your right. It will shoot you. Oftentimes it will just drop down then, yes. You can just, you know, run. And then we run to the left here. Sometimes there's the land sky attacking you, so just, you know, roll the attack. Wait until you're sure nothing follows you. If something follows you, you can just throw 2 fire bombs at it and it dies. Then you talk to Orbeck, send him back to Firelink Shrine. We need him later for the scoop. And now you're gonna swap your shield to the small leather shield. As I said, that's the one we're gonna parry with. And Sage is just a parry, you know, that's basically it. There's not much more to it. You can get really bad RNG on Sage as well, but you need one particular attack, and then you can just parry, and then you're done. Kill this like magician there. If this guy shoots, you can kill it as well. You can also immediately run into a boss fight. Run in, run towards Sage, see what she does. This is the Soul Mass, which doesn't let you engage immediately. Roll the Soul Mass diagonally, go down below Sage, parry Sage, boom, Hit it 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Save that. That's it. You can only parry this rapier attack. Everything else has to be learned and has to be dodged. It has like a swift Farron sword attack. I like to parry it. It's kind of like a nice parry. It's not very hard to do. And it's very doable, very learnable, you know. It's up to you, of course, but I'd say very, very learnable. Kill that lizard. After the lizard's dead, you can just run up here. And you can wait for... Either you wait for this guy to turn around and walk all the way back up. Or you, I don't know, lure it with like attacking the wall or whatever. What I like to do in my marathon runs is just sit here and yap for a moment until it like turns around and walks all the way back up. Like what follows next is the running section towards the Deacons, which is the nastiest of all the running sections, I would say. In my opinion, the hardest one in the run. The running section where there is failure happening sometimes. But, yeah. Also doable, of course. If everything goes well, there is no issue. So, you can, if you want, reset at this bonfire, but it's not necessary. You can just keep going. You need a skull now here, to your left, to allure this guy. After that, you swap to the black firebomb. You have 1 black firebomb left. You run past this guy, past this root. You throw the black firebomb. You do not kill the dog, okay? That's important. You throw another skull up there. And then you go down below this arc. And you throw another skull over there. After the skull, you just run away. So you should be fine. You just run past this guy. Run up here. There's a bonfire over there. You can just like pick it or not pick it. Like if you are on a PB run, I would recommend picking it just in case you die here or whatever. Then you don't have to run the entire section again. It's up to you, of course. But it's whatever you want to do, you know. You run past these enemies, all of them, like so. Run past this guy. He will attack you, but always misses no matter what he does. After that is done, you run past these boys. They're always positioned differently. You roll his attack. He has 3 different attacks. Be careful. Learn it. Okay. And you just yeet. This is basically a yeeting part. It's precise. So do exactly what I do when you run this without hidden body. But it is a yeeting part regardless. Regain stamina. Sprint these. Walk. Regain stamina. Sprint past these diagonally so they can't hit you. Regain stamina. Sprint all the way up. Roll here once. Drop. Jump to your right diagonally. Roll. Run up here. Run behind this pillar. And get hit and die to an insane shot from downtown Los Angeles. Oh my god. Okay. I really cannot tell you how crazy this is. This happens once in a bazillion years. Seriously. Holy moly. This is actually crazy. This is exactly what I meant by it's really, really rare that it happens. But as you can see, it can. I haven't been hit here in like super long. But as you can see, it can happen. So we're just gonna do it again. The problem now is I'm out of skulls. So what I have to do now is basically yeet this entire section without any skulls. Dude, these dogs are so relentless. Holy fucking Holy If he shoots me again, I'm gonna play the lottery today. And throw the skull over there. Perfect. Now it's done. Then you throw a second skull here. And then you're basically done. After the second skull has been thrown there, you're good. You know? You go here. You kill this one guy. And then you immediately rush for the door to get the iframes. These two will kill themselves. So, Tom, maybe make it look like that never happened, you know? Just, like, cut it the way that I don't know. You'll do magic.
You serious?
There's a giant here. You just trigger it with a firebomb and you buff up. It will now start attacking you up here. And you just like roll into the attacks and hit it twice. When it does the double hand slam, you can hit him twice. Single hand slam, you can roll in, you can hit him once. He's too fast. You can't like squeeze in 2 attacks here, unfortunately. Again, 1, 2. Wait for him to do another slam. 1, 2. Wait for him to do another slammy slam. 1. Slammy slam. 1. Dude, earlier I said it. I said, man, you better get this bonfire, because if you get hit on the running section, it can be really nasty, and boom, there it is. I kid you not. I can talk these things into existence. I have seriously, this is not a joke. I seriously think I can talk it into existence at this point. The moment I think about it, no matter how rare it can be, it will happen. I have this superpower or something. After the giant is dead, you just run through that room. You take this elevator. I mean, we're not embered up right now, but it's not that big of a deal. We can ember up as soon as we're at Firelink Shrine again. We have enough souls to buy everything. Like, we lost a bunch of souls, but we can just sell, you know. We have so many, like, souls here. And you get the bonfire now. As I said, you can just get it earlier, of course. This is basically the shortcut room. After you sat down at the bonfire, we are going to get patches like we do in a leveled run. It's basically the same, you know, the same thing. You run through this. And you throw some fire bombies at this guy. So he's gone, dead and gone. Then pick up the soul if you want. You don't need to. You can pick up Lloyd's sword ring, because why not? It's very good. It's nice. It's very helpful. Be careful, you get shot here. Just strafe the shot, like so. After you did that, all you have to do is drop down here. Boom. And you run this section over here, and then there is one thrall dropping down. You just wait for him to drop, hit him once, he's dead. After that's the case, you run down here, and we need to take a double lift. No, 1 lift now to get patches. You have to run to a special spot and then just bone out to Firelink Shrine, and then patches will be available for you. I'm gonna show you. So take that lift. There's one like enemy up there you want to get rid of. It's like one guy with a you know. They placed like 1 million of those here. You climb up all the way. There is a Deacon that will not attack you. He's a friend. Just ignore him, you know. Drop down here. Run all the way to the very end of this. And then bone out. Like this. Firelink Shrine. Ignore this guy behind you. I know there's a thrall and he will throw a firebomb. He's always slow. Like, he won't hit you, okay? At Firelink, in my case, I'm gonna buy 1 more ember because I need to ember up. And we buy a Sorcerer's Staff.
Ashen 1.
And we go to Orbag, which is the guy we freed right before Sage. And we buy Spook, because we need that later to do the dungeon skip at Yhorm's. And now we can get patches. Oh, wait a second. Before we get patches, we're gonna sell the souls real quick so we have some souls ready. Since we lost all of that now, we can just like sell all of these. Usually you wouldn't have to sell these at all because you have enough regardless, right? But we're gonna do that right now because of reasons. I'm not gonna mention. Run all the way up the tower. The moment you approach that lift and the lift goes up, patches will like appear, and you can hear that by the clanging of the door. He will, you know, get you locked into this room basically. Boom. But all we do Bone home. Bone home, brother. And we go up to patches and we buy fire bombs and we buy skulls and then we're good. You just forgive him, just spam through the dialogue. Like buy 30 of those. Buy like, yeah, buy all 46, you know. That should be enough as well. Going to the cleansing chapel and now we're gonna fight the Deacons. I would say from the Deacons it's like 45 minutes. Maybe, yeah, roughly 45 minutes. Maybe we can be even faster. Obviously that cost a little bit of time that I died there, but especially there, you know, at this like very spot. But it is what it is, guys. Can't do anything about it. And it's also not that big of a deal, because, you know, some of you might skip through the run anyways, and you might, I don't know, watch like one particular section, not the entirety of it or whatever. I'm gonna try to make some like chapters again, so you guys can see, you know, where what is again. And you can like hopefully understand what exactly is important and what not, or what you want to learn and whatnot. I like to fight the Deacons with our TSR setup, which is easily set up by climbing this ladder twice. So you climb all the way to this point here, and then you drop. And then you climb to like this point, and then you drop. And then you swap to the dagger. I mean, we need the dagger because there's one more frog jump section now. You jump down here, and now you have RTSR set up. So swap to the dagger, two-handed, so you have the quick step, the frog jump. There's a giant here, okay, and blobs. And these blobs are placed randomly, so it's like a little bit RNG based as well. This giant will do the storm, and you have just like frog jump past all these blobs. And after, you know, you're past the blobs, you're up here, you're basically safe from the giant. You gotta be careful with the Deacons here. Run all the way to the left, so this knight will not trigger. And now we're gonna fight the Deacons, which is a pretty straightforward fight, because we have 10 skulls now. I mean, we have more, but you can only hold 10 skulls at the same time. You buff up, you go into the Deacons fight, you throw a skull all the way. You kill this guy, you throw another skull at the wall. You kill this guy, you throw another skull at the wall. You kill this guy, you throw another skull at the wall. Kill this guy, that's number 4. You throw another skull at the wall. It's number 5. Now the Archdeacon spawns. Throw another skull. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll away. Throw another skull. Regain stamina a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Done. What you can do to make it even easier for yourself, you can left hand your weapon and attack with L1. When you do that, you will never get a backstab. You can just go as close as you want to a Deacon. You will never get an accidental backstab. I don't know why I don't do it. Don't ask me, please. Okay. I can just do it without. If you want to avoid backstabs, period, do the L1 strat. Just put the sword into the other hand and attack with L1, and there won't be any backstabs any longer. Since the Pontiff Beast is dead, you can just run all the way past, you know, into Irithyll. We got the doll from the Deacons fight, and now we can go into the barrier of Irithyll, go through the barrier, which wouldn't be possible without the doll. And Irithyll is a sneaking section, basically. Like, there's no RNG involved or anything. It's just, you know, you go into your inventory, you use a young white branch, and you start sneaking through the entire part of Irithyll. Technically, if Tom wants, you can speed it up a little here.
It's not like that there's anything important to say, other than just do it like I do it. And then there is also no important lore to talk about in Irithyll, you know, so nothing of importance at all. Go behind that tree and just wait here. He will turn around again, and then patrol back. As soon as he's past, you just sneak. Maybe I should say real quick that when you're moving as a statue, these enemies can see you. Like, they will attack you, right? The thing is, the moment you are standing still, they won't. Like, they cannot detect you anymore. They will just walk past you. And that's what we're gonna use here, basically, you know? That effect that they can't, like, detect you while you're standing still. So you go all the way here. There's this one guy. You just stand still roughly here, and now we just wait again for them to walk past us. These fire witches, they're called fire witch, I believe. They're really, really dangerous. They look dangerous, and they are. So let the fire witch walk past you. After it is, you are ready to rumble.
Or are you? You are? Ready to rumble? We just go here. And we just sneak over here where this item is. Don't pick up the item, otherwise your disguise is gone. Just wait here. Until these guys are past you. Also I gotta say, I only took that one like arrow to the knee because I'm sick, you know. And if you have any empathy with a sick man, you would subscribe to the channel right now, guys. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, thank you, for more future great content, challenge run content. And maybe some other stuff as well. There's Night Rain coming, by the way. I will be in the Night Rain like demo and or playtest or whatever, network test. And yeah, I can advertise this for a moment real quick. We are going to play Night Rain in February now, so there will be Night Rain videos here on YouTube as well. So if you don't want to miss out on that, you know what to do, right? Sneak past those. Those are the last two. As soon as you did, you just like start yeeting, you know? Start the yeet. There is another bonfire here. You can pick it up if you want. You don't have to. What are the odds that we get killed again, right? You can just ignore that bonfire and run down here. After that is the case, you go down the stairs. And you go all the way through. Roll it exactly like that. There are a bunch of enemies in that room. If you roll it like that, nothing will happen. There are two more that attack you here, but you can just roll past it like that. And then after you are done with this, you just roll through the deep water, and now we're off to Yhorm, you know? Like the dungeon section, and Yhorm is gonna be next. So what we have to do here is just sit down at the bonfire and attune magic. As you remember, we bought Spook. We need that right now. And we also can get rid of our dagger and just choose the Sorcerer's Staff instead. We're gonna go down here and we trigger these two guys. And we're gonna go down here now after we triggered those. Swap the red tearstone ring for Lloyd's sword ring, because that's what we need right now. After Lloyd's is equipped, we wait for the Fire Witch. There's a Fire Witch coming up. Yeah, it's gonna patrol. There it is. Wait for the Fire Witch roughly to arrive at that pillar here. Like right there. After that, after it's at that pillar, we throw a skull to the left, because there are enemies right down below. They will attack that skull now. And we go here. We throw another skull here. And then we get outside. Again, if you're on console, there will be an invader here. If that's the case, you have to keep going. Because it won't follow you all the way through the dungeon. There's a strat. Maybe you can look it up somewhere. But there's a strat for this guy. If you're not on console, and if you're offline in Steam, you won't be invaded. You can sit down here at the bonfire. Just relax for a moment. Get full health to trigger Lloyd's, you know, sword ring for 10% damage. You buff. You swap to the sword. You bundle. And you two-shot these guys with Lloyd's. You run past this opening. You one-shot this guy. You buff with Spook again. There's another one of these jailer ladies here. Be careful, they're dangerous. Two-shot it. Another girl here. Two-shot it. And then you are basically through the dungeon almost. You open the gates. Open, Bill Gates. You run through. Run to the right here, because there's the baby stabbing. The baby stab. Fuck it up and don't run up there. And go back up then, when the baby is not following you. It's all good. Go up here. Cast yourself Spook. And then you roll diagonally right on this ledge. And then you're good. The jailers are there, but you can just barely make it into this room usually. Be careful, obviously, if they see you, you're kind of like cooked, right? So be careful here, that's important. They will now turn around. For some reason they walk this way. I don't know why they do it. They walk this way and then they turn around and go the other way. As soon as they're all turned, you just run out. You know? Be careful. You can also wait for the other patrol to go past. But it's usually doable to run it like this. Sprint here immediately, because there's a gargoyle landing. It has like 3 or 4 attack patterns. The moment it flies up, you just keep spam rolling. And it will never hit you. And then you're good. There's one attack where you have to wait. That's a charged attack. It's a delayed charged. You just have to stand in front of it, and the moment it charges, you roll through it. And then you're good as well. But that's the one attack you have to know about and learn, basically. Other than that, it's not a big deal at all. Sit down at this bonfire for full health. You can swap to the gold pine resin here. By the way, the item we picked up in that room was an ash as well. The ash will give us access to gold pine resin, gold pine bundle, and young white branches, okay? Buff up with Spook here, or it's not necessary, but I always do buff up with Spook. Roll the Profaned Flame. You can also Skull the Profaned Flame. It will, you know, skulls will allure it. And you just run down here. This is how I always do it. You can choose to do it differently. Like, you can Skull it, you can just go a different path. It's up to you, you know? Run past the ladies. Sometimes you shoot fireballs after you, be careful. You know, and after you're in, you're all good for hopefully a nice Yhorm fight. And you always want to attack its weapon hand, okay? 5 attacks on the weapon hand, like this, will stagger Yhorm. 2. You can also use the Storm Ruler. On level 1, both is doable. I like to fight him like this. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And visceral attack. And now we need 2 more staggers to kill Yhorm. One, 2. 3. 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Visceral. After the next pattern, he will face transition. Puff up for the extra damage. Be careful. Now he can keep going with the swipe sometimes. 1, 2. 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Visceral one dead. Perfect. Very good Yhorm fight. Clean and easy. The reason you stagger him after the phase transition, after 4 hits, is the damage you do, because you are right at the threshold, basically, to stagger him with 4. Because it's not about the hits, the amount of hits, it's about the amount of damage you do to his, like, weapon hand. And then you can stagger earlier or later. But you can also choose to do it with the Storm Ruler. As I said, it's up to you, you know? After that is done, you give the ashes to the lady. You can sell these two, so we can buy some, like, of these gold pine resins and gold pine bundles, and some of these. There we go. Perfect, that's more than enough. And now we're gonna go to Pontiff Sulyvahn, which is our next destination. Pontiff Sulyvahn into Aldrich the Snake Boy. Pontiff Sulyvahn is kind of... It's just more or less a scripted fight as well, but it's one of the fights that can get easily into your head because you have to parry Pontiff and he's quite quick and, you know, you gotta be careful with him. But it is obviously, you know, not as hard as Cinder or Dragonslayer Armor. Dragonslayer Armor is certainly one of the harder ones. You run past this, like, I don't know, building, part of the building. Then you stop sprinting here. There's one archer behind you up the, up this, like, room. And there's one knight there, and you just walk this part. The knight won't trigger. The archer will shoot you, but he's too slow. And now comes a very precise running section, okay? It's very, very precise. I died to this once in the last couple of weeks, I remember. You go here, you throw a skull to the left. These two dogs will be allured. You run down below the magic cast. You throw a skull to the right. You run down below these magic casts. And you go to the right here, regain a little bit of stamina, go up and throw another skull down there. There's a dog coming already, but he's allured by the skull now. And now you go into the room with full stamina, make these guys attack once, and then you go immediately here, and you use one of these branches, okay? And there is like one Pontiff guy coming up your way now. He'll just like walk past you, and then you are able to go into like Pontiff's arena. Pontiff is a fight you have to, you know, you have to prepare for a moment if everything is correct. Like, you want this shield to be equipped, and you don't want the sorcerer's staff to be equipped, because the less equip load, the more damage you do. And you want to buff up with the gold pine resin, okay? You can choose to parry the opener, which I don't do. What I like to do is I roll into the opener, stand in front of Pontiff. If he does that, parry, you take it. Stay in front of Pontiff. If he does that, you get perfect RNG, you parry again. This is rare, but perfect RNG. You go behind him, 1, 2, 3, 4. You roll away, because the phase transition does damage. After that is the case, he has to clone, and then you just kill him with the clone, and you are done with Pontiff. GG's. Pontiff, a little bit of RNG what he does. He has a loop. He has 2 different attacks he can do. Unfortunately, he didn't do it there. But if he does the other attack pattern, you just roll all of those. It's like a stab into a quick swipe, into a slow, into a double, into a slow. I'm not quite sure, but it's like an attack pattern. I've seen it a million times. I don't know how I cannot know how it works. And then you just stand in front of him after that attack pattern. After that attack pattern is over, and he will either do that pattern again or the one you parry. Like, he is in an infinite loop of these 2 attack patterns. He cannot do anything else as long as you end up standing in front of him, okay? There's nothing you can do about it. You run this section like I just did. You lure these NPCs, because if you don't, they will follow you up here and they can, you know, end your run. You drop to the right. You run up here. You can just, you know, run this projectile. I like to use Spook here now. You get shot by the knights. After they're done with shooting you, drop down here, and you go all the way over here. You wait until they're done shooting again, and after that's the case, you spook up, and you run this section, like so. You can just sprint it now, since you are spooked. They can't hear you. You spook one more time here. And you drop down here. There's one guy shooting from behind, but he won't hit you as soon as you drop down. And now you're safe. That's it. Basically it. You get the lever and you get the lift. While the lift is coming down, you unequip this. We don't need that any longer for the rest of the run. You get red tear stone. You get right Pontiff's eye for maximizing your damage. And you get the gold pine bundles for Aldrich as well. Because what follows now is an Aldrich fight a la carte. We need to set up damage, and then we can one cycle Aldrich on level 1, and he won't be entering phase 2. But it has to be perfect, and it has to be with this ring setup, okay? And with a +9 weapon, otherwise it won't be happening, because we are now at a point where the bosses have quite some health. Like, we're strong, of course, with our TSR, but we're still, you know, we're still not leveled. Still difference. After we got that, we set up red tear stone. You can just do that by jumping down here once. And then, you know, you either drop down again a little bit different, or you drop down here twice or something, or 3 times. Here you go, red tear stone, and now we are off to fight Aldrich. The way to Aldrich is a little dangerous. Like, there are a lot of Deacons shooting fireballs, there are some of these knights, and you can't use, you know, not young Might Branch. You can't use hidden buddy, so you have to, like, learn the attack patterns. If he does the charge, you can just, like, sprint. You don't even have to roll it, you can just sprint it, technically, which is nice. Then you don't have to worry about it. He has another pattern he can attack you with, where he stabs you. It's a little delayed. Gotta be careful, you know. As soon as we're here, we're safe from the knights. What follows now is the Deacons. You run to the right and all the way around. Some of you might know this part from Dark Souls 1. The chapel where you fight Ornstein and Smo. I know. You go down here. As you can see, the Deacons are already firing left and right. You run down here. You turn around. You run down here. You run past the Deacons. There's various RNG. You gotta be careful. You know, you gotta learn it. You gotta be careful. Some people even use a skull here. I don't think it's necessary, but you can. And then we enter the Aldrich fight, and what we want is this attack, basically, after we have a setup damage. 1772 is almost perfect. We don't need more damage to set up. This is basically perfect. All we need now is him to do the exact attack again he just did at the opener. That would be very good. When he does the arrows, you just run around him. You know? When he does the double swipe, you roll into it twice. Always be not too close, but be also not too far away. When he does this, we bundle and we hit him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We regain stamina. 1, 2, 3. Got ourselves an Aldrich. Explosion dancing snakes. Gunshots. After Aldrich is dead, you get teleported to the Dancer arena, because it's the last one before the Twin Princess. And now we are basically ready to teleport back up, because we already have the bonfire at Dragonslayer. We're gonna go into the archives, where there is a sage waiting for us. So what we need to do is we need the small leather shield again to parry one more time. One last time of the run. One last parry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, like we're still, you know, in like a goodish time frame. 150 is kind of alright. We'd still need some time to finish the run, of course, but it's kind of alright. 2 hours and 15 minutes roughly, I'd say. So it is doable. We drop as we did earlier for the Dragonslayer Armor to set up Red Tearstone Ring. Without that, like, stupid, super rare hit, this would have been a very clean run again. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And it's also not, you know, the worst thing if you guys see a hit every once in a while. This is the most normal thing. That sometimes something goes wrong. You know, it happens to everyone. All the way over here. We don't need that bonfire yet. We can pick it up later. When we set up, like, the shortcut. If we want to. After we opened the door, we use the rotten pine resin because we want to poison Sage now. You lock on. You walk to the left. You parry Sage. Take the parry. Regain stamina almost full. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. That's now 1800 damage on the dot. The rest is gonna be the poison. Like, the poison's gonna do the rest. Run past this guy. If it stabs you or attacks you, just roll it, you know. Run past these guys. They won't even trigger. And then there is one dude there. Right at the beginning, when you turn right here. You just hit him 3 times. 1, 2, 3. He's gonna die. Then you swap back to the Grasscrest shield and you swap back to the Chloranthy ring for the stamina recovery. And now we just wait for Sage to cripple to death. Slowly and steadily, you know. Okay, Sage is dead. We can run. The Candleman will now slowly turn around. Maybe we can catch him. We can catch him. Oh, Pokemon. Okay, the Candle guy is gonna turn towards us one more time. Because there's a bookshelf and he runs against it and then he turns around. Now when he turns around the second time, you just go up, you lock onto it, and you throw fire bombs at it, okay? Just throw black fire bombs at it. 1, 2, 3, 5 fire bombs. 4, 5. Then you're good. Then you throw a skull to the left to get these thralls allured. You run here. There's another candle guy. Be aware, okay? Sometimes he shoots fast projectiles. And then you have to dodge to the left. These hands that come out of the floor, they won't hit you. You just have to keep sprinting. When you start slow walking like this, then they will hit you, okay? As long as you keep sprinting, they won't. Just run to the right of this dude. To the right of this dude. Regain some stamina. Go all the way back up here. And we drop down here. And then there is one last Garg we approach. And that Garg is not going to be a problem since we have some more young white branch. Branch! You just branch and you branch all the way around here. After the gargoyle is past you, like so. Just keep going. It will keep going as well, so no worries. There it is. You go here. There's a knight, but the knight won't attack you. There are thralls, so throw the skull here. And then after you threw the skull, the thralls will drop, but they will go for the skull, and we just run away like little bitches we are. We run down here. There are 3 NPCs. Be careful. Throw a skull right around here, all the way to the left. Another one all the way to the left. And now we are running in here and go all the way down. And we can reset these NPCs now by sitting at the bonfire. If you're fast enough, you don't have to do it. But it's sometimes, you know, it's not necessary, that's what I'm saying, but you can do it. It's, you know, it gives you more time and it makes it a little bit smoother. Now we're almost done. There's one large, like, bridge and then we're all done with the running sections. All we have to do is kill 2 more bosses back to back and then the run is over. Okay, this running section is also kind of scripted. You just walk up to, like, this stone here, roughly. You will not trigger any hollows, but you will trigger a patrol from far away, as you can see. There's like a knight coming down now. And we want this knight all the way in the back to come towards us. Okay, he's here now. What you want to do is throw a skull roughly to the middle of the bridge. After that's the case, you run here, you throw another skull to the right, you go further, you throw another skull behind you, and then you yeet to the left here, and then you throw another skull here, and another skull here, and then you run past these knights, and you get the shortcut real quick. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pick up the +10, and then after the Titan Knight slab, we are ready and set, basically. We go all the way down, Titan Knight slabby slab. We get that, and then we set up the cheese. As most of you know, there's a cheese for the Twin Princes, but you have to get into the fight and bone out of the fight to set it up, and that's what we're gonna do now. And then we can just cheese the Twin Princes, which makes the fight, like, it trivializes the fight, basically. You send it back down, because we need to go up one more time, of course. Make sure that there is no knight here anymore. Open the big sturdy door. And then after the big sturdy door is open, ready a homeward bone, go into the fight, get rid of the cutscene, and immediately bone out. Like, immediately. Okay, that's important. He will teleport down and he will immediately attack you. Now we're gonna go and get a +10. Reinforce your weapon. Now we have a +10 weapon, which makes it a little bit stronger. And we're gonna fight the last 2 fights of the run. Take the lift back up, and then we're at the last boss, like Soul of Cinder on level 1. I'm gonna preface that by saying this is the hardest one. Like, it's the last one and the hardest one. You need to practice it a lot. Like, Soul of Cinder is unlike any other boss, or not unlike, but like some other bosses, very difficult to learn. You know, it's a completely different thing to fighting Soul of Cinder, like in a casual playthrough. I had a similar experience, you know. In casual playthroughs, it's like super different. He will start teleporting now, and always repeats that attack. You just start rolling, like double roll it, and he will come closer and closer with it, okay? When he's around this, you buff up with gold pine resin, roll, 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 turn the camera, roll, roll, hit. Roll, roll, hit, roll. It's always the same pattern. Roll, roll, hit, roll, roll, hit. Be careful with your stamina, okay? Roll, roll, hit, roll, roll, hit, big, roll, hit, roll, roll, hit, roll, roll. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Roll, roll. You. Doobidi do. Roll, roll. Hit. Roll, roll. Hit. Stagger. Finish him off. Now, phase transition. You have to listen, okay? You go back to the fog wall. Regain stamina. After the second sound, you start spamming roll left and right, basically. Okay? And you have exactly enough stamina to dodge all of these projectiles. After all the projectiles are gone, you repeat the process. Roll, roll. Roll, roll. Roll, roll. Hit. Roll, roll. Hit. Roll. Roll, hit, roll, roll, hit, roll, 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 roll. Okay. It's like very easy to learn, and it takes all the RNG out of the fight. which is nice, because sometimes these boys can be really nasty. Roll, roll, hit. After he's dead, you kill the boy, like the older brother or younger brother or whatever. And after that's done, you are all set and done with the boys. And we are going to solo Cinder. So you sit down at the bonfire. We're gonna go back to Firelink Shrine, where we place all the cinders of the Lord. 2 hours and 4 minutes. That could have been a 2-hour run right there. I feel like Dark Souls 3 is one of the coolest no-hit runs. It's such a... I don't know. Maybe it's just, you know, that I have these... It was my first ever no-hit run, and I have, like, you know... just a special place, and it has a special place in my heart or whatever, but... I feel like it's a very nice run, you know? It's a straightforward, and you go through a lot, but not all areas, and... you have to fight a bunch of cool bosses. It's a nice run. You drop down here until you get the Red Tearstone ring. And yeah, from here on, it's basically Solo Cinder. Solo Cinder, I'm gonna try to explain it along the way, but as I mentioned already, Solo Cinder is an incredibly, like, difficult fight. You have to practice it for a while, you know. But I will just go ahead and assume, if you're here on level 1, Hitless, you know how to fight Solo Cinder. Maybe not perfectly, but you certainly know how to fight Solo Cinder, right? I assume if you watch it this far that you, like, you know that it's a difficult fight, and you know that it can end your run and all of that stuff. I'm gonna try to explain it along the way a little bit, the way I fight it. But, yeah, I will never be able to, you know, make this like a Cinder guide while, you know, taping an all-game guide. You start up cool music, and then you go into the Solo Cinder fight. He will pull his sword. You buff. And you go to the bundles, in case you want to bundle. Stab, you don't punish. Slam, roll to the side, punish. Roll into this one, don't punish. Punish once. That's the slam. Roll, punish. Stab, don't punish. Slam, punish. Another slam. Punish. Roll away from this one. Mage phase, okay. I'll take it. Wait for him to give us good RNG. Punish him once here. That's really bad. That's nasty. Holy shit. So nasty. I'm gonna try to play it, but this is really nasty. How do I get rid of the soul mass now, huh? Now I can get rid of it. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that was really, really nasty. When this happens, you usually want to get out of the fight, you know? That was very bad RNG again. Luckily we survived. When he jumps back like this, you can go after him and you can punish him twice there. It's another sword phase. It's perfect. Broadsword, punish. You can punish this twice. Don't punish the stab. Slam, roll, punish. Punish this twice. Don't punish the stab. Slam, punish. Don't punish the stab. Mage phase again. 1, 2 after this. Unfortunately dodged it. 1 after this. Ah, you fucking bitch. Okay, nice. Okay, the moment he phase transitions, the soul mass is gone. When he does the laser, you can just, you know, go behind him and finish him off in that case. He will do a jumping attack, two-handed jumping attack, hit him twice, run away, roll out of the combo, and buff up again with gold pine resin. Now second phase starts. Second phase is all about, like, getting some good RNG again. You can roll into this, punish him once. Roll into this, punish him once. Punish him once. Punish him once. Punish him once. Get out of these. Roll into this. Punish him once. When he jumps back now, we go for a double attack. 1, 2. Now run away. Roll these lightnings, and then the fight continues. He will come roll away from this, roll to the side, the stab attack. Okay, he does another flurry, which is nice. Gives us the time to buff one more time. After the explosion, go a little closer. Roll the stab to the side. Roll this further away. One-handed, don't follow. One-handed, you don't punish immediately. You wait for the follow-up. Roll in, punish him once. Punish him again. Punish him again. Roll away from this. Roll to the side. Roll the follow-up. Go in. You can finish him off now. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dark Souls 3 no-hit run! Level 1! Here we go, guys. Solo Cinder, the hardest of all the fights. He gave us really bad phase 1 RNG as well. You have to promise me to set up a safe game here and practice this guy, because he is by far the hardest. Dragonslayer Armor is second hardest, and this one the hardest. So these two fights have to be practiced. Other than that, I hope you could take some away from this, you know, some strategies. Maybe, you know, it helps you with your run, what you're grinding at the moment. If that's the case, you know, write something down below in the comments maybe, dude, or what you want next in terms of guides. And other than that, all I can say is, check out my live streams here on YouTube or on twitch.twobaloo as well. Links are down below. Thank you for watching, guys. This was Dark Souls 3 Level 1 No Hit. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you. Say it back. Tschüss.
Dino Cinder.